After escaping Egypt, the Israelites camped at the foot of a mighty mountain, Mount Sinai. They had seen God's power through miracles, and now he called them to hear his voice. The people waited, hearts trembling, as Moses climbed the mountain to meet the Lord. Thunder roared, lightning flashed, the mountain shook with God's presence. A trumpet sounded louder and louder, and smoke covered the mountain like a blazing furnace. Then God spoke to Moses, "Tell my people to prepare, for I will speak my commands to them." Moses stepped into the thick cloud of God's glory, alone. There in holy fire and light, God gave him words that would guide his people forever.
I am the Lord your God, who brought you out of Egypt, out of slavery. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make idols or bow down to them. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Honor your father and your mother. You shall not murder. You shall not commit adultery. You shall not steal. You shall not bear false witness. You shall not covet anything that belongs to your neighbor.
These were not just rules. They were God's law of love, teaching his people how to live in peace with him and one another. Then God himself wrote these commandments on 2 stone tablets with his own finger. He entrusted them to Moses to give to the people. But while Moses was on the mountain, the people grew impatient. They built a golden calf and began to worship it. They forgot the God who would save them. How quickly you have turned away from the Lord. In sorrow and anger, Moses threw down the tablets, and they shattered at his feet. The people wept, realizing how deeply they had sinned. Moses climbed the mountain once more and prayed, "Lord, please forgive your people. Show us your mercy." And God, in his great compassion, heard his prayer. God said, "I will write my commandments again." He gave Moses new tablets, and once again, his law shone with eternal truth. When Moses came down from the mountain, his face was shining with the glory of God. The people were afraid to come near him, for they saw God's light reflected in his face. Those same commandments still guide us today. They remind us to love God above all things, and to love our neighbor as ourselves. God's words were written on stone, but meant to live in our hearts. Now hear the words of the Lord. 1. You shall have no other gods before me. 2. You shall not make for yourself an idol. 3. You shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. 4. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 5. Honor your father and your mother. 6. You shall not murder. 7. You shall not commit adultery. 8. You shall not steal. 9. You shall not bear false witness. 10. You shall not covet anything that belongs to your neighbor. These are God's commandments, his words of life. They are not just ancient laws. They are love written by the hand of God. Love the Lord your God with all your heart. Love your neighbor as yourself. This is the heart of all God's commandments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Shepherd's Tales. And keep God's word shining in your heart.